Thank you so much for staying tuned to TMI. Like what I said earlier on, it's time for us to get talking on this morning on ITV. Yes, it's all about reopening Nigerian economy. The government's approach, talking about the federal government, the state government, and of course the local government. Many persons or people have been talking about this. Some are for it, some are not just for it, they're against it, while others are just there indifferent about this situation. Before we go into this discussion, I'd like to give you statistics of what the global outlook is like, because right now the number of infected cases or coronavirus cases globally 3.4 million. Right now it has gotten to that extent, 3.4 million. But the number of deaths globally, we have 244,791. For the recovered cases, 1,124,324. Now let's take a look at top countries that the virus was really affected. Now let's start off with the US. They've made more than 1 million cases in the US, approximately 1.1 million cases of infected persons in US. And it's followed by Spain, 245,556. For Italy, we have 209,328, while for the UK, 182,260. France above 100,000, Germany above 100,000, Italy above 100,000, Turkey above 100,000. But these economy or these countries, they are talking about reopening their economy. Now, I want you to flow with us as I give out the statistics, and you can have your own point and opinion about what Nigeria is about to do. Tomorrow is 4th of May. Restriction or relaxation of the lockdown for Anambra State. Willie Obiano, the governor, have already told them to go back to work. Teachers go back to work, but students for now they should be in their house. But other civil servants should go back to work starting from tomorrow, but you must adhere to the rules and regulations put on the ground for your safety in order to stop the spread of coronavirus. Now let's come to Nigeria. We have 16,588 samples tested in Nigeria, while for the number of confirmed cases as at yesterday, 2,388. For the active cases, 1,918. For the discharge cases, we have 385. And sadly, the number of deaths, 85. Now, for each state, they have their own number of coronavirus cases, apart from Cross River states. Yes, are yet to record any number of persons infected with coronavirus. And here we are, tomorrow, 4th of May, we are talking about partial opening of the economy. Some are for it, some are not for it, while others are indifferent about this. With me here in the studio to talk about this situation, I have a political analyst. Join me to welcome James Edo-Isiagbo. Welcome to the show, sir. It's been like eons. You've not been here for quite a long time.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Is anybody close to him on this platform? He's a political analyst, but he is an estate surveyor. Join me to welcome Henry Amorgie. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much.
He said I shouldn't call him something, so I'm not going to call you that.
Thank God.
Okay, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for
now,
having
as
me.
it stands right now, Lagos seems to be on top of the chart negatively, 1,066. Followed by Kano 313, FCT 266, and the number just goes on and on to Edo State 52. And here we are. Tomorrow they're talking about reopening the economy in phases, relaxing the lockdown. Let me start off from you as an estate surveyor and of course a political analyst. What do you feel about this?
Well, first of all, let us thank God that the coronavirus disease has not plagued Nigeria, in fact Africa, as it did in the Western world, especially because of the fact that the virus thrives in cold weather, and our weather as at now cannot be described as very cold. So if there is anything, the reason why Lagos is most affected is because Lagos is a cosmopolitan city. In fact, it's a mega city. with all manner of persons, white men, people who are doing businesses, and you know, being a port city and a city with airport and seaport, most persons come there from all these overseas countries where you actually have the disease. And unfortunately for us, we do not have the capacity to do house-to-house testing. So for me, I'm looking at it that although we are concerned about our economy, I pray that it doesn't happen the way it did in Marseille in France a long time ago, where a shipload where they have a contagious disease, the goods were released, and eventually half of Marseille, the population died because of the disease that eventually plagued the city. It's good to talk about economy, but what is the essence of economy when we are not talking of the citizens? Unfortunately, this is a country where we lack data. We don't even have the housing data, not to talk of the data of the inhabitants of the houses. Before you talk about relaxing the lockdown, now you are getting stable figures. In a place like Kano, for instance, coronavirus disease was not discovered there until somebody who had it went to the mosque. And in a very short while, almost the whole city was plagued by the virus. We are a very difficult people, and because of our kind of persons, it's difficult for us to say, oh, let us adhere to the rules, social distancing, wearing of masks. In fact, there are people up to today who do not believe that it is not a political gimmick or a scam. So when you say, oh, let us relax because you are thinking of economy, what have you put in place to test people? A country like Senegal, they were doing house-to-house testing. As a few days ago, I think they have only recorded 2 deaths in the whole country. And they've been able to manufacture their own testing kit, worth just $50 to test people house to house. How are we committed? How many of us are ready to go for the testing? You're asking people to go to work, people to resume, teachers to go to school. Just one person having the virus will contaminate so many persons, because this disease is so complex that you don't even allow it to manifest before it begins to contact. Once you have it, anything you touch, another person touches it, he has already got it. So I'm looking at it that although we are talking about, oh, we are thinking of economy, what have we put in place? Even the persons that are going to work now, I think the rational thing would have been, apart from just washing your hand, let there be a systematic testing of more persons. Because against our population, how many persons have really been tested? When you don't test somebody, how do you know whether the person has it? So if in a place like Lagos, where you even have people walking and they have leg jam, people cannot move, place like Idumota or wherever, even if you say, oh, let few persons come out, it will be an opportunity for those who have been indoors to come out. They want to go and hustle. So if one person has it, before the end of the day, more than 100 persons may get it from that person. So it would have been ideal if we had put a system in place where individuals, different households will be tested. If we are now said, oh, we have tested almost everybody, we are now being able to get those who have it and they are quarantined and being treated. Now all of you can go back while you are still maintaining social distance. We understand. If somebody has it, how about the woman in Benin that ran away with her own child after testing positive? Who knows where that woman has gone to? If she doesn't tell the people she's going to meet, she will just infect the whole place. If she goes to any village, the people in the village, in that particular village, will be infected. And those ones will still come out of the way and go elsewhere. So this one is something that has a multiplier effect. So to me, I look at it that, oh, asking people to say, we are relaxing it, let people go out, let them begin to maintain social distance. If a man has it, before the end of the day, more than 100 persons will have it.
Okay, I will come back to you. You give a point saying it's not that ideal to relax lockdown because, according to you, we've not put things in place to talk about proper testing and isolation. Okay, I'll come back to you. Now, Honorable James Edoisiagbo, you've heard him. He gave instance why he's not of the view that there should be a relaxation because he said many things have not been put in place. The number of persons who've tested 16,000 plus and counting for other countries that really want to reopen the economy. You have millions already being tested. What's your view about easing the lockdown starting from 4th of May, which is tomorrow, Monday?
Thank you, my brother. Personally, I'm not of the opinion that government should relax the lockdown for now. And I think the reason government is doing that because of their inability to give palliatives to citizens to stay more at home. In a country where a few days ago we were hearing that they are out of testing kits. In a country a few days ago they are telling us that they have 18 labs in the federation. A federation that we are almost 100 million. We have 18 labs in the federation. Talking about Islam. If you look at, for the past 1 week, the number of cases that are discovered every day is on the rise. And what we expect, despite the lockdown for a month now in Lagos, Ogun, and Abuja, the number of cases is on the rise. One, we believe that, this time, we need to extend the lockdown. The Western world, we are talking about that they are trying to reopen the economy and all. In every facet, they are more advanced than us. And despite the advancement, they'll be done for some country 78 days, which more than a month, sorry, 2 months plus, some almost 3 months. How many months are we in the lockdown? So the problem is from the government. Because when Nigerians are saying they want to go out, because most of them are hungry. There's really hunger in this country. I won't argue that at all. So because government is unable to do this, they are saying, okay, let us lock down, as in reopen the economy and no. If they open the economy tomorrow, like Lagos, Ogun, and Abuja, in the next 1 week, the number of cases they will record will be what? Almost a triple of what we have in those states now. That is the reality. When we expect the government to reach citizens, whether we have data or not, it is easier and it is simple. Do you know that if you ask NEPA staff, they can tell you all the houses in Edo, even in Lagos or whatever. Now, not even not go that. To give palliative is simple. The government is able to do this. And Nigeria is a big country. Madagascar, the number of population is less than our own. They improved Senegal, they were able to manufacture their own testing kit. But yes, 3 days ago, I saw some universities, some polytechnics, some individual were fabricating ventilator. Good. But they're able to do it. That is their primary purpose of being a research institution. But they need to mass-produce those ventilators. It relies on the government. But we see here they're crying, we don't have ventilator, we don't have ventilator, I know. So the problem is the government. And I want to advise, it is not now that we need to open the economy. No. Because without life, we can't talk about the economy. So they must save our lives before talking about the economy.
All right. Okay, well, we want to go for a break right now. When we return, we'll continue with this discussion. Mind you, Japan, they've gotten up to 15,000 plus cases and they didn't lock their economy. They are still going about their normal activities. We'll be right back after this break. Do stay tuned. Thank you so much for staying tuned. We have to make one or two adjustments, technically speaking. Now, let's take a look at statistics. I'll be trying to go to the statistics to bring out numbers. For instance, Japan, 15,000 plus infected persons, but they refuse to close their economy. The Prime Minister Shinzo Abe said Japan cannot afford to close their economy. In the US, they have 1.1 million and counting, and they are strategizing on the ways to reopen the economy because their citizens in some states in the US, they started protesting, saying reopen this economy. Now let's take a look at Denmark. Now these countries, they have cases even worse than Nigeria, and it may occur to you, or it may be of a keynote to you to know that Nigerians right now, we are bleeding economically, trillions been lost. Don't you think this is a smart move? After all, it's not total, just to relax it, to give the economy breathing space.
We'll see. First of all, let me tell you that being a journalist, you should have more information about these countries you have just mentioned compared to Nigeria. First, Latin man will say, Nemo dat quod no habet. You cannot give what you don't have. So I am not of the opinion that you should compare Nigeria with Japan, Germany, or any of those countries. These are countries that everything works. Between you and me, what is actually working in Nigeria? There's nothing.
You can't say nothing is working in Nigeria.
When I say nothing is working, do we have electricity? The educational system, is it okay? Transport system, can you now say you want to go to the airport today, you are flying today to Lagos and do business and come back? You might get to the airport and your flight is cancelled and you may not even travel today. And you have somebody that you are going to hold a meeting with in Lagos. What I'm saying is that when you are comparing issues, try to make sure that you compare like with like, not like with unlike. That is in comparison. So if you are talking of differences, okay, you can compare like with unlike, not when you are comparing issues, you now say Nigeria and Japan. I am very convinced that even in the work environment in Japan, there will be medical facilities. When Sani Abacha of blessed memory overthrew Shagari in 1983, December 31st, one of the issues he said was that our clinics were more, our hospitals were more consulting clinics. Today, our hospitals, are they working? Is UBTH working as it's supposed to be? Is the central hospital in Benin actually working as it's supposed to be? Can you say now that when you visit any of our hospitals today, somebody in admission will get all the facilities that he or she is requested to have or supposed to have? So what I'm saying is that when you are talking of, I am not just saying let there be no, it's too premature. How many persons have been tested in the whole country? Countries are going from house to test individuals. When we talk about sharing palliatives, I say it's going to be difficult. In a country where you don't have the housing stock, you cannot say how many houses you have on Akapaba Road, how many houses you have on New Lagos Road. How do you know the households? How do you know how many persons are in each house? But for all these other countries, they know, they have records. If there are 100 deaths today, they know which hospital those deaths were recorded. If there are deaths, they also know. Do we have? Recently, there was a list of board membership. And in a state, somebody who is late is appointed a board member by a political party in government. Ordinarily, is that supposed to be? Are we not supposed to confirm? Is this man still alive? If a man who is late can appear on the list of board members in a federal board.
That was an error.
No, it's not an error.
It was an error.
It has happened before.
Error.
No, it's not an error. It's a systemic failure. You cannot say it's an error, Wilson. That's a systemic failure. How dare you appoint a dead person into a board? And now you are saying, I'm just praying that our friends and associates, our friends and associates, our brothers will not be involved. So many of us have brothers, friends, and business partners in Lagos. God forbid that one person has it, and you are forced to go to work. How will you not have it? When somebody has touched this table, you touch it, you don't sanitize your hand or wash immediately, you have got it. You get home, you give to your wife and children. Few days ago, they said Dr. C and some of his household have it. In an ideal situation, should such a man of high caliber have it? Are you saying he went to pick it from somewhere? It's somebody that has it that gave it to him. And he also has to give to other people. So if we are talking of a system, we cannot continue to copy. Look, listen, for you to say a school in Nigeria is equivalent to a school in America, you have to make sure that all the facilities are there. All the lecturers and their qualities are there. It's not when you have a system that things are not working. And you just say, okay, if they do it, we have to do it. Can't we use our own local agbo and everything to begin to treat ourselves? If Senegal can invent their own testing kits, how much is it for Nigeria to send some people there to go and copy and come and start manufacturing? Somebody like this young man now, Dr. What's his name? This man that is doing inverter. He's always on night TV.
Oh, Brightons.
Brightons. If the government of any government, local, state, federal, say, look, we are aware of what you are doing, they send people there to go and find out if it's not a scam. And they say, okay, it's correct, and pump money into it. Are we not solving our electricity problem? Must it be from somebody, maybe somebody who has come from Harvard to come and say, I've done this? He's a medical doctor turned engineer.
Okay.
So what are we talking about? Are we saying that we don't have the... Okay, now a few days ago, IT Polytechnic, they manufacture. If they not pump money to them to say, do this thing in mass produce and give to our people, are we not going to have it?
Okay.
Must we continue to say, oh, if they not... We are comparing our system with those people. Right. Children in the US, they take their breakfast and lunch in school. You and I know that the school feeding program, nobody in Edo has ever been fed. And this government is in the second term.
Okay, I will come back to you.
It's not about party politics.
I will come back to you. Now, as it stands right now, Bauchi, they are saying that this lockdown or partial lockdown is not for them. That is what the governor said, and they have 53 cases. Now, for Anambra case, I was going through the statistics for Anambra, where Willie Obiano is the governor, they have just one case. In Cross River State, there is no case at all. We'll talk about coronavirus and take a look at the system employed by the federal government to really make sure that the economy is open gradually to work 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And of course, on grade level 14 and above should go to work. If you're going to work in your workplace, you must not be more than 20. I think at least is to give us a breathing space to aid the economy. I mean, this measure, do you think they will not work in safeguarding Nigerians as they go about almost a normal business starting from tomorrow with the relaxation of this lockdown?
My brother, whether 10% or 8% from level 14, whatever, they're asking to go to work. To me, it is not an ideal situation. Because we are copying what other countries are doing. Let me tell you, in other countries, if someone is infected now, just a call, an ambulance will come and pick the person. But we'll be seeing on news, on the internet, some people will be calling the authority. They say, oh, we are coming. I think in Kano also narrated how the son-in-law died. So let us not compare ourselves with them at all. If they are opening the economy from level 14, we go to work 3 times a week or whatever, the person coming is the person alone. What about if the other person is infected? So to me, until we begin to record a decline in the number of persons infected, I will not advise to open the economy. Let government go back and give palliatives. At least shut down the country, not this partial shutdown, total shutdown for 2 months.
Total shutdown for 2 months? For 2 months. Listen, the government, if there's no, they can do it. Listen, it is when you are alive that you go to work, you talk about economy. In abroad, over there, if you are sick, just call. Before you know it, an ambulance will come. But here you call yourself to hospital, emergency. Before they will attend to you. 3 days ago, I was at UPTH. You see, I saw the system. The system is what? Overstressed. Those personnel there are the management, they are trying their best. But the facility there is not enough
for them. They don't also enough. So this is a country that we find ourselves. To me, in my own situation, let all of us be at home, give altitude to those that cannot feed themselves. At least when we are sure of the number that is not what reducing, let us not compare ourselves with America. If America is not shutting down, they have number of cases. Believe me, if one is tested now, is positive, the next hour they will take the person to what? Isolation. So we have the system, but in Nigeria here we don't have the system. To me, how to contain this virus is what? Total shutdown. Let the government be responsible. The billions we're talking about, the billions. Though I'm not a mathematician, I know to have 1 billion. You must have 1 million into how many, sir?
1,000.
Into 1,000. To have 1 billion. But everything you have 50 billion, 60 billion, you're not seeing it at all. And again, Nigeria's citizens are also a problem again. I have a friend, he's a master degree holder. In February, I think here, when that Italian man was recorded, he said it's a scam. There's no shit. That's you. He said it's a scam. He said, and this young man read education. He said that in our weather, whatever, by the time he began to manifest, and I called him, is this a scam? He said, now, wow. So, just last night on the news, some people in is it over here or so, they say it's a lie. Nothing like another whatever. It is real. This is real. Because we see, when we talk about government, it is we Nigerians that are dealing that in that government. It's not Ghanaian or whatever. So we Nigerians, we have problem about our person. So we must be able to work on ourselves. That is what is affecting our leaders over there. So to me, let them Lagos. I know Lagos how it is. If you say level 14 to go to work, somebody there's people working. They use that opportunity to work out. They can manufacture that they're level 14. They're going to work or whatever. It can't stop them. At the end of the day, the people to have what more crisis. Let them pay attention to the citizens. Give palliatives to the citizens. What do we want now? It's not food, because not if you say you have life, you cannot talk about economy or about other things. So it's what to eat for people are saying this thing is over. So to me, government can do it. If government cannot feed us for 2 months, meaning we don't have system in Nigeria.
Okay. As of yesterday, 220 new cases were reported from 19 states. Lagos 62, FCT 52, okay. Kaduna 31, Sokoto 13, Kebbi 10, Yobe 9, Borno 6, Edo 5, Bauchi 5, Gombe 4, Enugu 4, Oyo 4, Zamfara 3, Nasarawa 2, Osun 2, Ebonyi 2, Kwara 2, Kano 2, and of course Plateau State 2. Now, with this report, do you think that there will be a kind of a redoubling of the rate of spread of this virus if we choose to go with the way the federal government said we should go?
Wilson, undoubtedly, yes. In the sense that there is partial lockdown, people are at home, no movement. You are recording as high as more than 50 cases in Lagos. And I'm sure that those ones went for testing. That's when it was discovered. But in time, you now say people can go to work. Just as you have said, if I'm in Lagos and I'm going out, I'm not a civil servant, I'm a private person. Even if police accost me, they might just because of my own recognition and status say you can go. Am I supposed to go out? Even the offices they are going to, are there equipment put in place there to test in case somebody has high temperature, whether he has it? The fact of the matter is that the danger in this COVID-19 pandemic is that this is unlike HIV that will manifest with time. This is like HIV that will say, oh, if somebody is promiscuous, is transmitted through sexual intercourse or whatever. This is a virus that can be picked from any place. If a man who has it go to ATM and use the button, and you get there and use those same buttons, you have got it. So it's not something that we will just say, oh, let us toy with it. My own suggestion is that since over a week or so ago that it became viral that Senegal have manufacture their own testing kit worth $50. The average imported one is about $16,000. I would have expected that federal government would just get one of those presidential planes, pick some people and say, okay, you go to Senegal, go and copy what they have done, come to Nigeria. We have people in Nigeria everywhere, even in Benin here, that can mass produce those things. Then begin to test from house to house. If you go to a household and you test everybody, they are negative, there's the tendency that nobody will have it there. Then now, if you don't go to a bank, you don't go anywhere, how does somebody test your temperature? God forbid that somebody has it. Before the thing will manifest to the extent that everybody will say, oh, this person we are sure has COVID-19. He has contaminated everybody. So, if there is anything, by my own assessment, I know that we are not prepared. We cannot say because we want to be like every other country, they are relaxing their own, we relax our own. But when they have a ground to solve their own problems, we do not have any. Even when we have, they are not working. You cannot boast of going to an hospital to undertake surgery, except you first of all have diesel to make sure there is to fuel the standby generator, if there is one. So what do you think? Are you not aware? You are in the press. You should be the one to tell us how many people died because they cannot just undergo minor surgery because there are no facilities or equipment to carry out such things. So if a country like Nigeria, we have not been able to say, let us keep our people at home. Let us go from house to house. This is not about politics. To say, look, everybody come out, let us take your temperature. That will not cost us so much. If your temperature is high, we say, okay, maybe you have to go for testing. We have not done anything. Then if other countries are saying, oh, well, I think we have, do you know what they have in place? Can you call any ambulance now to say somebody has broken down here? Let them come and take that person to UBTH. No, Lucy, I'm asking you. It's your turn to answer. Do you have an ambulance? If you call any number now, say, oh, somebody has just broken down here. We need to rush this person to UBTH. Will there be anybody? Will there be any response? So if we say we want to, we should have been able to say, okay, let us find our own African solution. Senegal has manufactured their own testing kit and it's working. What stops us from just going to learn from them? Must we wait for the one that is $16,000 from the US or anywhere? My own humble opinion is that we have not done anything to the extent of saying, let us relax it. At all. By the time we relax, this virus does not know big man, does not know poor man. If you go to ATM, somebody who has it has used it. Let that person come from Igola Didi, any village, and you go and say you are from America, you just want to use ATM. You will take it. So it's not a matter of a class distinction. You understand? God forbid bad thing. All right. So if there is anything, I don't think we are prepared for it.
Okay, now from all you've said right now, does it mean that the federal government bow down to pressure to reopen the economy? Because at first it wasn't like this. Is the federal government under pressure, or is the government of Nigeria under pressure to do this?
Not really pressure. It is their failure to do what is needful, and they're looking for an escape, a way or route. No amount of pressure that whether citizen or business class can mount on government, because the purpose of every government is the welfare of what? Of the citizen. And you know, if you open the economy, whether partial or is that no matter the nomenclature, that this thing will spread. You don't have the way with that. Okay, if the government, if they are feeding Nigerians, not everybody they feed though. There's a person, if you are locked down for 2 months, they can feed themselves and their family. Those that need food, if you can give them food for 2 months, and you know that I can give you food, stay indoor, who will complain? No, tell me who complain? When as you give them food, stay indoor for 2 months. You know that some places for a year they don't go on leave. This is even an opportunity for them to relax and know how their kids are doing. If they can eat, fine. So, but the government cannot do this. They're looking for a way, say economy, partial economy. I keep on saying, it is when you are alive that you know whether economy exists. Okay, don't put in mortuary in the grave. They don't know about economy. No. So let government give Nigerians palliative. People are hungry. It is hunger that made them to go out. The rabbit in Benin, when you see a rabbit at leaf, you know that something is what? Is pursuing the rabbit. So people that go out crying because they don't have food to eat. So because government they can do it, whether it's wickedness or failure of the system, I don't know. For federal government state to feed the citizen, is it a problem? So any government that cannot feed its citizen, I mean the government is a failure. Feeding what we're talking about now. So in Western world we're talking about now, food is not a problem because they have the system. So as my brother has said, let them not think because Japan is opening the economy, because Russia is opening the economy, we need to open our economy. In Edo State, government ambulances that are functional in Edo State, it's not more than 2 or 3.
Now you don't have the record of that. According to the news, we have 14 tricycle ambulances.
Listen,
and because we have several ambulances in the hospital in Benin City.
Listen,
so it should be more than
listen, can a tricycle ambulance take someone from Goladidi 20 years? No, answer me. Or from Akodo 20 years? Just a cycle. In 2016, I experienced a very close friend, big operation in one of the clinic and was having issues. For 4 hours, we could not get ambulance to take him and he died. So let us not begin to copy what other countries are doing. So listen, Nigeria, we are giant of Africa. Good. Senegal, they want to manufacture their own basic food now. We can do, we have researchers that will do, because the purpose of researchers is to what? Is to make prototype one. Why government will not fund them for what? For mass production. But we are doing it here. Our government, because if they do that, probably they will not be able to what? To get all the money they want to get. How can you tell me a Senegal abroad a sister nation producing and take $50 and you are looking for the one of what? $16,000 per one for purpose? No. So our government did not sincerity on their part in this COVID-19. This COVID-19 issue, one, some of them they've got opportunity to amass wealth. That is the purpose. Because you know how much 1 billion, we're talking about 50 billion, 10 billion. You can't even see it a year. And again, lastly, Nigerians, we too need to also work on ourselves and rid ourselves of greed. Last time, the government brought superlatives to people. In my community, they brought. I have the opportunity to get 1 or 2. Because I can afford feeding. I do not take 1. But it's also community. They say the ruler is holding it somewhere and keeping it diversion. Can you imagine that? So in Nigeria, we have problems in every sector.
Okay. We have problem in every sector, according to Honorable James Edo Isiagbo. Well, Honorable Henry Omoge, we are still seeing these records. We are still seeing everything here. If you go online, you get to see, because in Senegal right now, they have 1,115 cases. All right, and of course, yes, 1,115 cases in Senegal. People are talking about Senegal. Senegal choose to dig out their profile right now. Talking about coronavirus, they have 1,115, and of course, the number of deaths, we have 9. So they recover 368. That is for the recovery, and of course, for the total number of tests, 466, according to Worldometer. This is the record of Senegal.
Good.
Okay.
Now. The whole country has 9 deaths. Senegal is a country, no matter how small. They have 9 deaths.
Yes.
Are you saying they have not done well?
How many in Lagos? Just a state.
No, forget about Lagos. Are you saying they have not done well? Listen, what I'm saying is that there is no problem saying let there be partial lockdown or let people begin to go to work. Even in their workplaces, is there anything put in place in case somebody has it? To test? Because if you have a director at level 16 or 17 or whatever, and he has it, and nobody is aware, he will give it to every other person before it will manifest. That's why they are saying every person you have met within the past 14 days or so, they want to, how can you reach them? If the man went to a supermarket before coming, he went to buy the child car somewhere before coming to his office, can you trace those people?
No.
It's difficult. So if there is anything, we should make effort to possibly go from house to house. I expected that now that we have said, oh, let people stay indoors, there will be machinery put in place, even if it's just to go and take their body temperature and find out, because one of it is that the person will have high temperature. So if somebody is sick, you know what? We have not even talked about rural areas now, where there are no medical facilities, everybody is just on his or her own. So if a man who has it in Benin goes to his village and nobody knows, you can imagine how many people that will have it. Those ones are not coming to Benin, they are not coming for come and test, they are not doing anything. So if there is anything, the government should intensify effort on how to test people. Even if it's just temperature. When you want to enter any bank now, they will take your temperature. Is it not because you are going to bank?
Yes.
If you are not going to any bank, who will come and take your temperature? Is it difficult if government can go from house to house to conduct census with all the money and donation and whatever they've got? They should have put certain persons in place, machinery in place to say, oh, people are at home. Go to each house. Today we are coming to Stadium Road. Everybody stay at home. We want to come and take your temperature. Once you are taking it, okay, all of you are okay, please continue to maintain social distance. Then you will know that Stadium Road, you have gone there, it's okay. Then now you are just saying, no, everybody can go to, it doesn't matter, provided you maintain. Where actually have you seen people maintaining social distances? There is one function that some Africans went. They maintained social distance while the lecture was going on. Only to come together and take good photographs. You have professors and directors and chief executives. During the lecture, during the conference, everybody maintained social distance.
Okay. When it's time
for a good photograph, all of them were packed together. Where's the social distance? No, it's something that you can be oblivious. At times I shake somebody before I say, I say, okay, let me go and wash my own. You go and wash your own too. Because it's part of us. But if there is anything, just say, Italy is saying, oh, do you know what they have put in place? How many of our hospitals are actually working?
Okay, now going through the papers right now, the nation, according to what El Rufai said, he said are infected 4 people with COVID-19. Now this is El Rufai talking. And now let's take a look at the prediction of the DG of NCDC. Nigeria will return to normalcy, until 2021, says NCDC DG. Should we wait for everything to become normal before we open our economy? He's predicting 2021.
No. You see, the grace we have on our side in this country is that the COVID-19 did not start from Nigeria. That it started from the Western world, and those that have the way we start to handle it. And they gave us the guideline, and they are in their lab trying to get the vaccine or the drug. That is our grace. If not, by now, only God knows what will happen here. Saying normalcy means before we return back. But at this time now, nobody should advise government to open the economy, open workplace now.
So we should wait till 2021 to open the economy partially?
No.
Because that's the president is giving right now. What do the nations people are getting what we're talking about?
Listen.
Yeah.
In February, in March, the number was lower. But in April till now, it's going on decrease. But we want to see a decrease in the rate of what persons. Then we can say, okay, let's open the economy partial or fully. I think that will be ideal. Not now that the number of cases last 2 weeks, Kano, everywhere were there as the people having the infection. How many? I think less than 5 but as of today, how many are there now? 3 something.
But now, according to the nation's newspaper, the Health Association, they're accusing Kano government of playing politics with COVID-19. Now you see where that comes into play. So when will not be the right time for us to open up the economy gradually or gradually?
Okay, now let's leave Kano. Let's use Lagos, Ogun, and Abuja as a case study. The number of persons that have been recorded now, is it on the increase or on the decline? You see, so let us use Lagos as a case study. Until we get to have a reduce of number in Lagos, I will not advise. Because like in Lagos, I think my brother has described, 1 person a day can infect more than 100 persons? Is it their transport system or what have you? So like Edo now, you see, I think Edo case is not serious because we think as the issue is not serious. It's a serious matter. The measure put in place, to me, I will not comment on that. But let us go more than this, the government.
All right.
Let us go more than this. They are doing aggressive screening. Aggressive screening. People in Benin, some of them, they don't even gotten a center to screen themselves. What about people in Odigi, Fasimeba, and others?
Okay. Now, according to Lagos State governor, they talked about reopening of the economy. You're talking about the market. You said market should be opened, let's say, from 9 to 3 on selected days. Because right now, I'm taking a look at when will be the right time for us to reopen the economy. But believe it or not, the economy is sacrosanct to Nigerian citizens. Without the economy, some of the opinion that people will even die of hunger virus other than coronavirus. Don't think by giving these measures, put it in place, it can work. If it wouldn't work, I'm going to ask you the same question and I ask him, when will be the right time for us to reopen this economy? Because according to NCDC DG, he talked about Nigeria coming back to normal 2021. Can we wait till that time?
Well, the DG of NCDC has just said his own, but he is not God. Let's not forget that.
Are you bringing faith into this?
No, automatic. Without any, nothing happens without God. Even though I believe that this is a plague from God because of our idiosyncrasies.
Okay.
So let's forget about that. What I'm saying is that you are asking people to go to the market, maybe
regulating time
on selected days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. No problem. What have you put in place? My own argument is not about asking people to come out. You're asking people to come out quite well. Even in their houses when they were at home. Did you go and text them or take their temperatures to find out who has high temperature and is a possible candidate for COVID-19? Know full well that coronavirus is a disease that does not need to manifest before it will affect others.
At all.
That is the underlying statement I have always said, that this is not a virus, that it will mature before it starts contaminating others. Once you have it, even before you know that you have it, you can give it to others. So why not do everything to ensure that you have screened your people, you have ascertained a high level. If, as we are talking now, we are 180 or approximately 200 million, we have been able to say, oh, we have tested more than 180 million. And those who have it, because if your temperature is high, they say, go for tests. But as we are talking now, we have not even checked. Are you getting me? So I think the best thing to have the government would have done is, even while there was lockdown and we were telling people stay at home in a place like Lagos, where you know that the population is very high, people are always ready to go out and hustle. While they were at home, the government would have gone to the extent of going from household to house testing, check temperatures first.
To find out government is doing.
Yes, to find out those who are possible candidates for the virus. Now you have not done that. While you are still, while there is still lockdown, the figures are increasing. That means it has not gone to its peak. It's only when it goes to its peak, it begins to decline. Now you are asking people to come out. So if Mr. A has it and is not yet aware, he goes out to work, he will give it to others. The people he gave it to today, tomorrow will give it to more people. So by the time it begins to manifest and everybody now has it, what are you going to do?
Okay.
Is it somebody that is now sick that will not talk of economy? So I'm not fully against unlocking the lockdown. But what I'm saying is, what measures do you have in place? You are saying Japan have never locked down their economy. Are you saying that they don't have ways of testing people? That even if somebody is sick in the office and there's a telephone call, an ambulance can come and pick? pick that person.
All right.
So if we are saying we want to compare ourselves, okay, the other countries, maybe Europe, America, and others that are, or states that are considering lockdown, do we have the facilities they had before the even pandemic?
All right.
How many hospitals? Don't forget that at one time, the First Lady, Her Excellency Aisha Buhari, said there is no syringe in Aso Rock Clinic. And people say, how she said this was she discovered. So if an hospital that is funded by federal government of Nigeria, every year in, year out, there is budget, you cannot get as little as syringe in the hospital. And the First Lady has to come to the open to say, this hospital is just there. So what do you now expect?
Okay, our time is up. Our time is up. You're going to use 1 minute each to advise Nigerians. So, gentlemen, 1 minute each. You're going to summarize all the points you've made. What advice do you have for us as a Nigerian? Because tomorrow, there'll be easing of the lockdown. 1 minute.
Yes, for we citizens of this country, we should be very much aware that this COVID-19 is not a joke. Whether government is paying for this or not, it's real. And let us observe the measures put in place. Washing of your hand often, avoiding gathering and all. So I think, and again, some of us that have little money at home, let us not put it in project because we don't know where we are going.
All right. Thank you so much, Honorable James Adoisiabo. Honorable Henry Amorgie, please, 1 minute.
Well, first of all, I know that nothing happens without approval from God. We are a praying nation. Yeah. We should continue to pray that our leaders should not lead us astray, and they should not use sentiments or primordial sentiments or reasons to say, oh, we have things in place, just as our security officers will always say, we are on top of the situation, even when we know that nothing seems to be happening. And my own prayer is that God should continue to protect us, guide us, that we will not go to where we will contact COVID-19.
I say a big amen to that.
In Jesus' name.
Amen to that. A big amen to that. Well, you've heard them. They've spoken at length. They are not in support of the relaxation of the law, and they give reasons why they are not in support of it. Well, from tomorrow, let's see how it's going to pan out. Relaxation of the lockdown will happen tomorrow. Will be enough Anambra State? So these civil servants, please go back to work. Teachers, go back to work. For students, just remain at home. Religious gatherings suspended. But for the rest of you, go to work. That's it on the show this morning. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Bye for now.